He mihi atu tēnei ki a koutou e raurangatira mā he honori nui ki a mātou. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora koutou katoa. Thank you, Graham, for your very kind words. This was indeed a surprise. And it was a great opportunity to look back and sort of relive the memories and the experience of what it was like to put that album together. It was a compilation album, and Angus said, oh, geez, you kept walking into the studio and going, oh, here's another song. Simon Lynch did that one. Here's another one. Mark Tierney did that one. Until we had this whole bunch of songs that ended up being tahi. But it was a love song to our people. And, you know, it was kind of inspired by all the things that we were a part of, like Aotearoa Radio. Me and Minna were there with her partner Marka, and Willie was doing sports talkback, never stopped talking since. And, you know, we were hearing the stories of our people. We were out in South Auckland at Ngā Whare Wātea where we buried Zach Wallace this week. We were part of the Māori women's movement that came out of the university. We were learning te reo in the wānanga down in Ōtaki. We were part of Māori media. So all those things inspired us to create a band that was also inspired by greats like Dalvanius, hidden in Melbourne, Ngāhiwi Apanui and Aotearoa, Black Cats and Herbs. These great bands that were the game changers for us. You know? And then we're living out in South Auckland, and my husband at the time, I've only had two, you know, he was a great plotter. And he plotted with our friend Wynne to put together a band and to get us overseas, which was just out of it in the 90s, to the Pacific, to the States, to Canada. And they plotted our albums, and we did a couple of albums as the Moahunters. And then they went on to grow Tangata Records, which is an independent record label with Tim Moon and George Hubbard and Neil Cruikshank. Neil Cruikshank was a great man in the Māori music industry. He was really amazing. So they created a lot of things, but one of the greatest ideas they had was to put together a band. And that's where we had these two stunning women who I just really have always admired. They were young and they were fresh and they were talented and they didn't eat much. And shut up in the back row. And they were songwriters. So A'e o U is really a collaboration between Minna, who started the chorus as a jingle at Aotearoa Radio, and Tere Moana, who did the rap, and I tried to be useful in between. And Stuart Pearce put it all together. But also, in our band, we have... We've just pinched everybody else's awesome musos, like Arija. I don't know what the hell they did on a Saturday night, but I had their musos. So this is... Mr. Richie Campbell over here. Beautiful brother. I tell you what, this guy was a drummer. He was a black belt master. So his bloody kick was hell of a loud. He was also a producer. We had Kadzo Kosa on guitar. Where's Kadzo? He's still with me now. We had Pete Hoyter. Is he up here? Pete Hoyter on bass. Oh, Pete, I just tell you, the RSVPs were a little bit challenging for our band. It's almost challenging herding them here too. I need ankle bracelets here. Richie Campbell. Missing is JD, who is up north. Brent Turner on keys and Warena Morgan. So we used to take our one warrior overseas, you know, because I remember we were inspired by watching Public Enemy, and they had all these staunch guys that come out and they just stand there like this. I thought, I know, I can do staunch. So that's how we got into the haka. Warren and Morgan used to have to go out all by himself. But I'd like to pay tribute particularly to Willie and Wynne, and ask them to say a few words. And just say that Murray Kamek was our champion. He got us involved in doing Black Pearl. That was his brilliant idea. I can remember, I'd just given birth. And he came up to the hospital and said, can you just clear this photograph, the top of this thing? Oh, yeah, she'll be right, Murray. Go on, off you go. He hooked us up with Angus McNaughton. Angus, beautiful Angus. Oh, my God. I have not seen Angus since Rua. So that's the 90s. Mark Tierney, Stuart Pearce, Andrew Fagan, Simon Lynch. And then Murray said, you need one more song. I went, oh, God, this is torturous. He says, one more song. Now, we were trying to get on the radio, get played in the clubs. He goes, just do a song that no one will play. Like, be really experimental. I thought, oh, okay. I just met this really cool dude called Hareruia Aprehama. Okay, let's get him in the studio and do a little more Taite. So Ruia comes and I'm like, oh my God, I love that. And while he's in there, Ruia, could you do like one of those tauparapara you do on the marae? He's looking at me like I'm a maniac. Then I said, Ruia, can you do that kids game? Moti na tawa, yeah? And he's like, oh, I think you lost the plot there, girl. And then me and Angus go out and we're like, hey, let's sample poise and let's sample slaps and haka stamps and tiha. And the next minute we just were layering it all up and then it became Tahi Roots. So that was greatly inspired by Ruia. And that became the title track. And Hidini Melbourne and Richard Nuns Richard joined our band as well, and they were a great inspiration. So I just want to, because I know that we've only got 5 minutes and I've probably taken 10, but I'd like to assert my treaty rights. By just asking my girls to quickly say a couple of words. Well, you there?
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
ynz.co.nz. ymusic.co.nz. No. I'm truly grateful and thankful for being introduced to the Māori music industry by being a part of this whānau. But yeah, check out ymusic.co.nz.
She's a great promoter. I tell you, when we sang for Nelson Mandela, and he came down and he gave me a hug and he said, "Thank you for honouring me with your song." And I went, "Oh my God, you're so amazing, unbelievable!" I was thinking, "Shut up." Minna goes, "Excuse me, Nelson, could you sign this?" What the hell? Tere Moana, you want to say a couple of words? The beautiful Tere Moana Rapley. So talented.
Okay, so that would be teremoana.com.
Opportunity.
Yes. As Minna said, and I'm repeating and endorsing that message as well, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this journey of Māori music. Just for the record, I am Cook Island Māori
Northern
and Jamaican. Just so you know, I'm not Māori from Aotearoa, but through our ancient ties, yes, I am.
Oh, beautiful. That's handy. That's handy.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and especially to Willie and Wynne, our management team. So thank you so much.
I just want to introduce Willie Jackson and Wynne Osborne. Now, Willie and I, we divorced, and it was a little bit awkward because, when I divorced him, I said, could you still be my manager because you're really awesome? And he said, "Bugger off." But anyway, him and Wynne were the visionaries for our band and for the album, so I'd like to invite him to speak.
Kia ora. Who'd bloody want to talk after Moana? Jesus, hard enough talking after Jacinda, for goodness sake. Anyway, kia ora tātou, he honore nui mō tā mātou pēne Moana me ona Moahunters. Tēnei te tino mihi kia koutou. I whakarangatira a mātou i tēnei wā tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā no tātou katoa. I'm really happy tonight to see the way the band and the album's been honoured. Myself and my mate over here, we struggled. We struggled in the mid-'80s, late 80s. At that time, it wasn't like now. There were like no Māori bands on the airwaves. And we were told that our language was a foreign language. And that's the sort of kōrero that we got. And the only Māori groups who were out there were Herbs, who were doing the reggae thing and doing some good stuff, and a band called Aotearoa. And so when we came up with Moana and the Moahunters, Moana's encapsulated it all. There was no other group who was doing kaupapa, who was doing the reo, who was doing fusion, who was doing entertainment, and who was doing mana wahine. And that was Moana. And so we were so proud, me and my little Pākehā mate over here, eh? Got to have Pākehās too, you know. We're not separate or anything. Murray Kimmick's one of our most favourite ones. Where are you, Murray? Hiding away. Oh, there he is. We love you, Murray. We love you, even though you're hiding up there. You did a wonderful job with the radical Moana and the Moahunters, and it was just a privilege and an honour to get out there. For myself, moving on, I look back and I look at the band and I look at Moana, and I'm very proud of what they did and what she did. She remains a voice for a generation, and it was great to be part of it. Kia ora no tātou katoa.